नहमदुहु व नसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम अम्मा बाद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम. Last time we looked at some examples of stand-alone pronouns in the Holy Quran. They are called stand-alone pronouns because they are written separately from other words in a sentence. They are also known as subject pronouns because quite often they are used in a sentence as mubtada. We have discussed in the past that although mubtada is not exactly subject, but we can loosely translate mubtada as subject. So we have subject in a nominal sentence, and then we have predicate, which is khabar. Today, inshallah, we are going to understand the use of the other type of pronouns in Arabic. Let us look at our example. We said the boy's book. The boy's book, or the book of the boy. Now we want to say the boy's book and his pen. So in English, there are two ways of saying it. We can say it the boy's book and the boy's pen, or we can say the boy's book and his pen. The boy's book and the boy's pen. Okay, and we can say the boy's book and his pen. So clearly this is a better way of saying in English. What we are doing here is that we have replaced this noun here with the relevant pronoun here. So the boy we are talking about in third person, and third person noun in that context will be his, clearly. So let us translate both these in Arabic. We know this, the boy's book or the book of the boy, Kitabul Waladi. Kitabul Waladi. Basically mudaf and mudaf ilayh. Now we want to say the boy's book and the boy's pen, so we will bring something in place of and, which is waw here. Waw is alphabet, one of the alphabets, but here we are using it as a her, basically conjunction, replacing and in English. So kitabul waladi wa and kalamul waladi pen. Kalamul waladi. So again, mudaf, mudaf ilayh. So this basically is kalamun, and we know that mudaf loses its tanween. Mudaf is not allowed to have tanween, and mudaf is also not allowed to have al on it. So it becomes kalamul waladi. So kitabul waladi wa kalamul waladi. Now we translate this sentence. So we'll write kitabul waladi wa kalamu kalamu. So how are we going to translate his? So we know that third person pronoun in Arabic is huwa. What we know up till now is huwa. So can we write huwa here? Let's try it anyway. So kitabul waladi wa kalamu huwa, replacing his. But this is wrong. That's not how we write in Arabic. we have to replace this huwa with something else. Huwa is basically, we have said huwa is commonly used as a mubtada, and it is known as to be in place of rafa. We have said these pronouns are zamair, marfu'a, munfasila. So they are quite often used as mubtada, and mubtada is always in rafa. And here we're using it in place of mudaf ilayh. And mudaf ilayh is always in jar. So this is not really in jar, basically. So we have to do something else to make sense of this part of the sentence. So what we do is we bring another pronoun in Arabic, which is who. So kalamu who. Kalamu who. So this who is another pronoun, which is the same as huwa, but here in this construction, it is mudaf ilayh, and mudaf ilayh is always in state of jar, and these pronoun has been considered to be in place of jar. They are also used in place of nasb in a different context, but in this construction, they are used as mudaf ilayh, which is always in the state of jar. So basically, we got mudaf, mudaf ilayh, and then here we got mudaf, and this is our mudaf ilayh. Although this has got this inverted dhamma on it, but that really doesn't show its i'rab. That's not marker of its i'rab. This pronoun is being mudaf ilayh in the slot of jar. So we will say this is fi mahalli jarrin. Fi mahalli jar. So we got mudaf here, which is in this case marfu, and we have mudaf ilayh, which is zamir who, and that is in state of jar because it is in the slot of mudaf ilayh. So kalamu who. We can look at another example, feminine pronoun. So for example, we say the little child's book and her pen. Little child's book and her pen. The little child's book and the little child's pen is actually her pen. So we have brought this pronoun which goes with little child. And because we are saying her pen, here we mean little child means female child. So in Arabic, we will translate that kitabut tiflatu, little girl, kitabut tiflatu, tiflatu, wa kalamu ha. Kalamu ha. So ha here is again in the place of mudaf ilayh and is considered to be in jar. The other pronoun, which is subject pronoun, we know that opposite to huwa we had hiya. So we are not going to write hiya here because hiya is used as a mubtada and is considered to be in rafa. So in this construction, we have replaced hiya with ha. So kitabu tiflatu, the little girls, we can say little child, a little girl's book, and her pen. Let us look at the chart of these dhamair. It's very similar to the other chart because there are 14 forms. So we start with the third person, who, huma, hum, ha, huma, hunna, ka, kuma, kum, ki, kuma, kunna, ya, and na. So if we look carefully here, these four are common in subject pronouns, and these what we call really possessive pronouns, because quite often they come as mudaf ilayh, possessive pronouns. And because they are written attached, they are not written as standalone as the case of the subject pronouns. They are written as attached to other words, whether it's a noun, whether it's fail, or whether it's her. So because they are always written attached, so we can actually say these are kind of attached pronoun. When we go along this chart, better way of saying will be attached who, attached huma, attached hum, attached ha, attached huma, attached hunna, attached ka. This means there is something before it. Attached ka, attached kuma, attached kum, attached ki, attached kuma, attached kunna, attached ya, attached na. So because they come as attached to other words, so they are in Arabic, we call them zamair okay. Zamair majrura, because they are all quite often written in state of jar. Zamair majrura muttasila, kind of sila, attached. Muttasila. So zamair majrura muttasila, possessive pronouns. And ya is kind of, because it's mutakallim, both for muzakkar and muannas, so it's kind of really, we are saying mine or me, and ours or us, that kind of meaning they will give in a sentence. So the way to memorize these is, again, going along this chart, third person, second person, and the first person, and then just going along wahid, tasniya, and jama, horizontally and then vertically. So hu, huma, hum, ha, huma, hunna, ka, kuma, kum, ki, kuma, kunna, ya, and na. Let's look at some of the examples how they are used: third person, second person, first person. If we want to say his Rabb or his Lord, so we say Rabbuhu. Rabbuhu, his Lord. Rabbuka, your Lord, your Rabb. Rabbu, that will be your Rabb. And if we're talking to feminine, female person, we'll say Rabbuki, your Rabb. And if we want to say my Rabb, we'll say Rabbi. Rabbi, my Rabb. And our Rabb, our Lord, is Rabbuna. Rabbuna. So They are written as attached to the word before these pronouns, and in this case we have used this noun, which is rab. um, there is an important point about this third person singular masculine pronoun. There are certain principles which govern the use of this pronoun in different places in a sentence, and those rules are that if this is preceded by dhamma, for example, we say awladuhu, awladuhu, waladun singular, awladun plural. So this is also used for children, progeny. Waladun is boy as well as a child. So his progeny, his children. And when this is preceded by dhamma, it takes inverted dhamma. And we pronounce awladuhu, kind of elongate a bit. Similarly, we say hisabuhu, hisabuhu, his accountability, hisabuhu. So whenever it's preceded by dhamma, it is written with inverted dhamma and we prolong it in pronunciation. On the other hand, when it is preceded by sukoon, for example, we can use the harf min, which means from. So if we say from him, so we'll say minhu, minhu. So when it's preceded by sukoon, it is written the normal way and we do not prolong it. So it's not inverted dhamma now. It is the kind of standard, the regular, the normal dhamma we write. So minhu. And if it is preceded by ya takan, for example, in it we say fihi. So it will be kind of fihi. Again, it is preceded by sukoon. So here this is a normal kasra. But if this is preceded by kasra rather than sukoon, then again we prolong it, but that will be kind of stand-up kasra. For example, kind of when we say with him, we say bihi, right, like this, and extension of the voice a bit, bihi. That's how in tajweed, when we recite Quran, that's what we say, bihi, rather than bihi. So these are the few principles, rules which govern the use of this third person singular masculine attached pronoun. As we have noted, as these damir, they are also written with different haruf jar. These were min, fi, bi. They were all haruf jarra. So in this context, for example, if we say fihi, fihi. So in this context here, we have got this harf jar here. And our principle is, or our slogan is, harf jar ism majroor. So this will be ism majroor here. Ism majroor. So this has taken the slot of ism majroor in this jar majroor construction, prepositional phrase. So when they're used with these Huruf jarra, they take the place of ism majroor, and the construction becomes prepositional phrase. Murakkab jari. So this is the kind of murakkab jari, murakkab jari, which we have looked at in detail in the past. So fihi is murakkab jari. Minhu is murakkab jari. Bihi is murakkab jari. And we all know that ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. So murakkab jari has been used in this construction. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. So he here, which is basically Zamir who, but it's written in different ways. So book is Muzakkar, and we have used Zamir who, which is written he here. This is Muzakkar, third person singular, which goes back to the book. Here. So ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. So fihi is jar majroor. We're not going to analyze this today. We'll inshallah analyze this ayah soon at some stage in the near future. And this would be very interesting to analyze this ayah. But the point which I want to make here is that these attached pronouns, they not just come as mudaf ilayh, but when they are written with haruf jara, they take the slot of ism majroor, and in that place they will be in state of jar or fi mahalli jar and make prepositional phrase. We can analyze another ayah. We can't analyze this, but there is a last ayah of Surah Al-Kafirun. We can analyze that. The last ayah of Surah Al-Kafirun is Lakum. We all know that. Lakum dinukum. Lakum dinukum waliyadin. Waliyadin. So basically, an analysis will be, this is lam is harf jar, and we have this ism majroor, which is in the form of dhamir, attached dhamir. Lakum, this is ism majroor. Lakum, for you. Dinukum is mudaf, and kum here is mudaf ilayh. Now you have seen that lakum, kum in this construction, which is a prepositional phrase, is ism majroor because of it is preceded or prefixed by harf jar. And interestingly, here, this is still in state of jar, but in state of jar because of being mudaf ilayh. So basically, for a noun to be in state of jar, there are only two reasons that a noun will go into state of jar. Either that noun will be mudaf ilayh in this construction, which is mudaf and mudaf ilayh, a possessive phrase, or that will be preceded by a harf jar. And when it is preceded by harf jar, the ism will always be in state of, the following ism will always be in state of jar. So an ism, when it is found to be in state of jar in any writing, there are only two reasons. Either that noun will be mudaf ilayh, or that noun will be preceded by harf jar, and that's why that noun is in state of jar. So lakum dinukum, and this is basically our conjunction wow conjunction. And then this is connecting this with this. So here we have harf jar again, lam, harf jar, that's not right, harf jar, and then we have ya mutakallim, which is ism majroor here because of this harf jar. So important point about this ya mutakallim is that ya mutakallim will either take sukoon when it comes as mudaf ilayh, either it takes sukoon or it takes fatha. It never takes dhamma and it never takes kasra. So either it will take sukoon or it will take fatha. In this construction in Quran, it has been given fatha, but it will be equally okay to say lakum dinukum wali. We can give it sukoon, wali, and for me. Okay. Waliya or li is the same thing. And so basically, the point which I want to make here is that either it takes fatha or it takes sukoon when it comes as mudaf ilayh. It never takes dhamma or kasra at all. So that was our jar majroor. But what is this here? Deen. Here it was easy. Deenukum, your deen, and this kind of replacing this here, waliya or wali, and for me, deen, kind of incomplete, isn't it? Basically, this is deen. The actual word is deen, religion or way of life, deenun. And when we write as mudaf ilayh, it loses its tanween, so it becomes deenu rather than deenun. So it is deen, and if we do not write this tanween here, just write dhamma. So that will be deenu, and because it's my deen, deenukum, your deen, deenukum, my deen, so it will be ya here. Deenu, ya. Ya will either take sukoon or it will take fatha. So we cannot really pronounce it properly. We can't, if we say deenui or deenuya, it's a little bit hard on the tongue. So in this, when it happens like this, the alphabet before that will take kasra. So this will really be then deeni. Deeni. We can give sukoon here. And if we write, because they come, these dhamir come written as attached. So if we write attached, so that will be the, like that. The, it will be deeni. Deeni or deeniya. There are only two possibilities here. So basically this is deeni or the waliya, the ni or the niya. But this ya mutakallam has been dropped here. It's not there. It is considered to be there, but it's not there. It has been dropped. And this kasra tells us that ya mutkallam has been dropped. And when we recite, and the rule of tajweed is, then we are towards the end of an ayah or a sentence, so we stop here, we do not fully pronounce it. So in reciting, we say, Lakum dinukum waliyadin. Stop here. So we never know usually what this noon has taken. Is it kasra, dhamma, or fatiha? It takes kasra, and the reason for that is that ya mutkallam has been dropped. It's not written. And it's very common in any language or in any kind of kalam and conversation that we tend to drop certain words. For example, if someone asks me, how are you? My answer will be one of two. I will say, I'm fine, or I can say, fine, alhamdulillah. So I drop I completely. In Arabic, if someone asks me, Kaifa haluka ya akhi? How are you, my brother? And I will say, for example, I can say, Ana bikhair, alhamdulillah. Or I can drop ana completely and say, bikhair, alhamdulillah. So I've dropped ana completely. So in that kind of example, I've dropped subject or mubtada. This is not common in Quran to drop subject or mubtada or file, but quite often maf'ul is dropped in conversations, and that's very common in Quran. There are many other examples where the maf'ul has been dropped completely, not written, but it is considered to be there. So, lakum dinukum waliyadin. So why not wali dini? I think it's the flow as well, isn't it? The flow is very, very important, especially in an eloquent kind of prose and poetry, that kind of writing and speeches. So when we say lakum dinukum waliyadin, the flow is much better rather than saying lakum dinukum walidini. Walidin. So we have just seen that here the mudaf has taken dhamma. Here, sorry, here this harf jar has taken fatha. Here it has taken kasra. Why is that? It's the same harf jar. And the reason for that is this ya mutkallam. Ya mutkallam demands that, it demands that I want to have kasra before me. That's it. And ism tends to fulfill its demand all the time. Harf sometimes does and sometimes doesn't. And fail never fulfills its demand. Okay. So the ism is really kind of innocent. Person doesn't want to make fuss, doesn't want to have confrontation, and says, okay, you want kasra? Have kasra, no problem. You take it. Harf sometimes does, sometimes doesn't. Fail never does. So when harf and fail do not do, so what happens? Because there's a confrontation, then ya demand is wants kasra, and fail is not going to fulfill that demand. So what happens is third party comes. And what is that third party? We will discuss that when we are going to work on our fail, and that's called noon vikaya, which comes. We're not going to go into that here today. So the point which I want to make is that ya mutkallam demands kasra before it. And then what happens is, for example, if we look at this example, my book is new. My book is new. New, not now. My book is new. So we translate that. My book is mudaf mudaf ilayh. So kitabu will be mudaf. Kitabu. And mudaf ilayh will be ya mutkallam. And new will be jadidun. Jadidun. Now, clearly the point which I made earlier, that it's very difficult to pronounce this. This has to be written together, attached. So this will be like kitabu. Either we say kitabui or kitabuya. It's a bit hard on the tongue, and in Arabic, there can't be any compromise on flow at all. So, especially any eloquent speech has to have a good flow going. If the flow is not brilliant, then the speech cannot be considered to be fluent or eloquent. So what happens is then this noun gives in and takes kasra. That's just a way of saying it. But that's how those who speak Arabic speak this way. They say kitabi, my book, kitabi. Jadidun. So this is mudaf and this is mudaf ilayh, ya mutakallim, and they make murakkab idafi, which is our mubtada. And the i'rab of mubtada in murakkab idafi is shown on mudaf rather than mudaf ilayh, because mudaf ilayh is always majroor. So it's because it is supposed to be kitabu yi, but we write it kitabi. So kitabi, although there is a kasra here because of the demand of ya mutakallim, but in this construction, because this is mubtada, kitab is in rafa. So the kasra does not really mean the kitab is in state of jar. Being mubtada, kitab is in rafa, but because of the demand of ya mutakallim, kitab has taken, this ism has taken kasra in this construction. So this is mubtada and jadidun will be our khabar. Jadidun is khabar. And mubtada and khabar combine to make jumla ismiya khabariya. So that was my book is new. Now we want to say, of course my book is new. Kind of emphasizing it. We haven't worked on inna yet, but I did mention in one of the previous videos that inna is a particle of emphasis, and inna, when it comes in a sentence, it basically means it is used for emphasis. So inna kitab. Now, whenever we use inna in a sentence, the noun which follows inna cannot be in rafa. It is forced to be in nasab. So inna kitaba. It will be wrong to say inna kitabu. Inna kitaba. And my book will come ya with it. So it will be kitab bay. But we know that that doesn't work. So that will be inna kitabi. Of course, my book. Jadidun is new. So again, in this construction, kitab is in this construction in nasab, but there's no marker of nasab here. Actually, it is kasra. But this kasra does not really mean the kitab is in jar state. Kitab here is in nasab state because of being ism of inna, and ism of inna is always in state of nasab. Ism of inna is always mansoob. So in this construction, it is written the same way, kitabi, but here the kitab is in nasab. In our previous example, the kitab was in rafa. Kitabi jadidun. So here being mubtada, kitab is in rafa, though there's no marker of rafa here. Here in this construction, kitab is in nasab. Again, there is no marker of nasab here because marker of nasab in single nouns is fatha. We know that. Now, another example will be the book, the the page of my book, for example, we say the page of my book is new. Not a good sentence, but anyway, the page of my book is new. So the page in Arabic is warak, waraka, waraku, 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 kitab. Because warak is mudaf and kitab is mudaf ilayh. In this case, kitab will take kasra anyway, and ya mutakallim will come, so it will become waraku kitabi jadidun. It's kind of jadidun. So in this example, kitab here is in state of jar. Here it is in state of rafa. Here it's in state of nasab. Here it is in state of jar. But in all three examples, it's written the same way. So the grammarians tends to make a statement here that ya mutkallam kind of swallows its mazafs rafa and nasab, and because they are written the same way and pronounced the same way. So these were a few important points as far as the use of ya mutakallam is concerned. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.